Hi and welcome. So, in today's episode, I want to talk about prototyping. How, when you have a startup project in mind, can you prototype, create a product, create something that attracts users, that will be a proof of concept so that you can maybe invest, get investors, investments, etc., etc. So, let's come back to the basics. What does that really mean to build a startup? It's to create a business, period. It's to create something that someone wants and is willing to pay for. So, yes, that's what we want to create. But if we want at some point to create really something that will help people, would it be easier in the end to maybe have a current business, to have a current client base, and then to shift to something that is not profitable to something profitable? Would that be easier if you would have already maybe 100 users or 100 clients and then creating something to solve their problem with a digital solution, with a digital platform, with whatever the concept that you want to create for your startup? That could be the key for you to prototype. Let me put it in another way. Instead of starting something from scratch, investing tens of thousands in a product, in a digital solution or whatever, maybe you could just create a business, a service-based business that can be even not profitable at all. You could lose money by serving your clients, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Because instead of investing thousands and thousands in a product that you don't even know if it's going to work, you could maybe invest your first thousands in lost, but serving your real customers, helping them achieve their goals, doing things manually with your own time, getting to know them, understand their needs, understand exactly what they really need, and then it will help you create the perfect product for your users. So that's usually the lean startup methodology. The fact that you are going to do things manually until you really get what to create and until you really create enough value to finance maybe one day, to be profitable one day and to create something. So that could be one technique to go and to move forward towards a prototype. The second one, which is the very beginning of any startup story, is to create a landing page. So behind the landing page, it's not really the technical side of the landing page. It's very easy today to create a landing page or whatever, Strikingly, Wix or whatever platform. The thing is, that's the message that you're going to put on your landing page. That's the fact that you are going to start acquiring users. When you're going to talk on social media, users can check out your website, check out your landing page, and then maybe subscribe to your beta or to whatever thing you offer on your website. You can provide some, courses, document, ebook, whatever, but just to help people. Create that landing page, create something that is going to share a vision, the vision that you have, maybe not on the solution, because the solution is not as important as the problem. You need to aim to talk about the problem that your customers have that maybe they don't really understand or they don't understand fully, and that you need to show that you really understand their problems so that they will trust you and they will be able to move forward with whatever solution you came up with in the future. So the landing page is the technique number 2 to move towards a prototype. If you don't have a landing page, don't even think about creating anything yet. Create your landing page that tackle the problem. No need to share all your secrets if you want to keep your project secrets. I don't think today it's really relevant, but it could be depending on your market. Just talk about the problems and tease how you aim to solve this type of problem. There is another technique to finance and to move forward prototyping, which is to use the crowdfunding. So let's be frank. I don't really like crowdfunding because I am not someone who is very, very... I don't have experience in web marketing and how to build campaign and communication things, etc. And that's why I see this as... most of the crowdfunding project that I've worked with and that I've seen, most of the time they spend as much in the campaign to finance the crowdfunding as they will get with the crowdfunding. So in the end, the result of a crowdfunding campaign, if you have the money to put in the communication, is to amplify the result of a communication. It amplifies the results and it makes your concept known in the area, in the startup ecosystem, which could be also to be known from competitors. So there is some downside of this. So honestly, if you are just at the ID stage, if you don't have the beginning of a prototype yet, etc., the crowdfunding thing could be too early. Most of the time, it's too early, and it might not even be relevant for you. It can require tons of time and money to go all in this crowdfunding, and it might be easier to get proper investment if you already have a proof of concept. The other option you have to move forward and to get a proof of concept and soon a prototype is to create a community, a fan base. So how do we create that? I have a quote that says, reputation comes with communication. You absolutely need to communicate about your concept, the way you see the problem, etc. on social media, creating blog posts, videos, etc. Exactly the way I'm doing things right now, by the way. Communicate, build your first fan base, and then eventually this fan base will become your clients down the road once they will really know, like, and trust you. So communication is really the starting block when you want to create a startup. Then now let's talk about real prototyping, because maybe when you clicked on that video, you were expecting me to talk about technical things, how to prototype, etc. Yes, let's dive in the technical part. So these days, there are some trendy technology that allow people to prototype. These type of technologies are known as no-code technology. So what is no-code? No-code is when you use softwares that has little blocks that you can reuse to create landing page or whatever prototype. Landing page is built with no code most of the time. You also have no code solution that allow people to create mobile application, as example, or marketplace, or things a bit more complex. But still, this is not because you are creating something with no code that you don't have to develop something. It's easier, but the logic remains the same. You still need to have that logic mind to create the database, the structure of how you are going to save things about your clients, etc. So it's still quite complex. So you can learn if you are very good with Excel and you like logic between spreadsheets, etc., etc. Yes, you could learn to build your application on no-code technologies, but it will take time. So there is another option, which is very good with no-code, is to use freelancer that know how to build what you want. And there are templates of marketplace of templates to create whatever Instagram thing or Airbnb stuff, etc. that can be reused and customized by experienced freelancers, no-code freelancers. So that could be a very, very good option, very cheap, and it can allow you to move forward with the concept you have in mind. And there is another option if you want to create something based on something that exists, which is to use existing softwares like open source softwares that you can customize. The known softwares are like WordPress, ShareTribes. There are a bunch of e-commerce open source solution as well that you can customize and maybe transform with the ecosystem you want to create, the logic that you want to create between your buyers, maybe you, or maybe the service you want to create, or the marketplace and the sellers, whatever the thing you want to create. There are solutions. Open source solution could be a great thing, but still will require some custom development. And last but not least, you could also use SaaS solution. So SaaS solution could be a solution to build marketplace, to build e-commerce, to build an online course, whatever solution that you can pay on monthly basis and that can be ready in like few hours or few days. And that's often a good solution to test the market, to start building your initial version, and then later on creating your real product. Seeing the downside of no-code technology, open source software, or SaaS solution, and then creating what is lacking on those solutions. So that's basically my recommendation. If you want to prototype, start with what exists already. Don't get started with custom development. Most of the time, this is useless unless if you really have a huge fan base or a huge client base of your current ecosystem or market, and that you absolutely are sure 100% that your business will work because you have the proof and people willing to pay you. And in that, if that's the case, I mean, just ask them to finance your stuff. Present them your project and ask them if they want to be the first investors of your solution. And you will be good to go with prototyping and developing your first version. So I hope this helped. Wishing you a great day until I create a new video for you. And until then, video or audio if you're on podcast. So until then, stay tuned and look forward to share more with you. Take care.